get a little bit started with SANSFIRE and tell you a little bit about what to expect. We have these little teasers here where we introduce some of the speakers, our Internet Storm Center handlers, and what they'll be talking about in their at Mike talks that will have featured as part of SANSFIRE. So I have with me here Xavier. Xavier, could you introduce yourself, please?
Yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Xavier Mertens. If you follow the Internet Storm Center website, you probably know me because I'm writing a lot of diaries. I'm now active for a few years, I think. I don't remember exactly how many years, but something like 4, 5. Anyway, so basically, I'm based in Belgium, and during my day job, I'm a security consultant. So I try to help my customers to improve their overall security, and basically in more and more blue team activities. So I like to track bad guys, and if you read my diaries, you already know that I like to do some hunting and to find a lot of malicious code, especially on Various Total, and to try to explain and to deobfuscate stuff to make things more clear, and to try to share with you how malware developers are working. So that's my day job, my during the day, during my free time. So I'm a handler for the IC. I'm also a blogger. I do a lot of stuff, a lot of projects, and I'm also co-organizer of the Brucon Security Conference in Belgium.
Yeah, and I think your diary is always a treasure for people that do malware analysis and so, because they really walk people nicely through some of the features and such. So what will you be talking about at SANSFIRE? What will your talk be about?
My talk will be different. So nothing related to malware, but still related to blue team activities. Everybody knows what a SIEM is today, so log management, SIEM, and everybody agrees to have a SIEM. So a SIEM is mandatory in your organization. Most organizations have one SIEM today. Sometimes properly managed, sometimes not managed at all. Sometimes it's also set to a third party, it's in the cloud and so on. And I'm dealing with SIEM for a while. So even before being a freelance, I worked with several companies, and I was quickly involved in SIEM projects when it was really a buzzword. So it started, it's more than 10 years, 12 years ago. I remember my first presentation was regarding a very big SIEM vendor. I will not give some names here, but I had the chance to work with different vendors and to install them, to follow them. And the idea of the talk was based on nightmare stories. Basically, everybody agrees that to have a SIEM is mandatory today, but it's a constant process. And if you don't deploy your SIEM in the right way, you will face bad situation for sure. And so during all the projects that I made for in the previous years, I made a compilation of bad stories, and I will just explain you what not to do with your SIEM, how to avoid bad stories, because the goal of the SIEM is basically to improve your security. And if your SIEM is not working properly, it's not working the right way, you will miss information, so you will not meet the expectation of the tool, of the process, and so on. So basically, I think it's quite a funny talk, because I already presented it at several events. I continue to update it because I got new nightmare stories from time to time, so it's constantly updated. And some slides are very, very funny. It's very, very entertaining, I think.
Okay, well, SIEM and entertainment usually doesn't go well together, but I'm sure you can pull that off.
Exactly. I try to really explain what you don't have to do, what to avoid, but also based on practical experience myself, because I made mistakes. We made mistakes, and we learn by doing mistakes, basically. So
right, and so people can learn from your mistakes instead of from
exactly.
their own.
I made big mistakes, and I will explain them to the audience to help people to avoid this.
What's one of those mistakes? What's sort of one of the things that you'll be talking about?
Let me think about a quick example. Yeah, the funny one. One day I had to track, I was waiting for a very specific event. And in this case, when you expect something to happen, I created an alert in a scene to just send me an email when the event occurred. Okay, so basically that's the goal of the scene. You watch for log files, you watch for events, and if it spots something interesting, you get a mail. The rule to send me the mail contains some keywords. So if I detected this keyword, send me a mail. But my mail server was also logging into the same scene. Mm-hmm. So guess what? The first time I got an email, it was logged in the scene. So the scene find again the keywords, send me a new email, and so on and so on. And I was
Did you take down the mail server?
Stupid example, but it happens.
Yeah. I made similar mistakes, like with alert systems and such. That the effect was that it alerted me that whatever system was a database at the time was down, but it also took the mail server down as part of it.
Trust me, when you did the mistake one time, it's you will always remember it.
Even worse if you send it to the phone as an SMS and.
Yes, it could be a mail, could be something else, but that's one that it's a funny stuff. Well, no, back when you step back from this, it's a funny incident.
Yeah. So that's great. So any classes you're taking at SANSFIRE? Anything you're looking forward
to? This time I booked my Python class.
Okay, Python, great, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm right. Python is my favorite language. So I'm writing Python script today, but I don't consider myself as a developer. And basically, I'm writing shitty code.
Yeah.
By shitty code, I mean that it works for me. Yeah. For example, if I post my code on my GitHub repository, it's up to you to test it, to try it, but I will never say that it will work for you. So my goal using my Python class is to improve my Python knowledge and to try to write more powerful code, basically.
That's Mark Baggett's class, or he I think also has this great Pi Wars going on there, sort of a little game kind of that goes throughout the class.
Also, very interesting, because I think that the training is split in two parts: offensive security and defensive security, I think. So you can, because you can use Python in blue team, red team. So I think it will be very interesting. And also, it's not a common class, I think. So it's quite difficult to attend it in Europe. So it's a good opportunity for me. Know that we have online trainings to attend this class.
That makes it a lot easier. Well, thanks for joining me here, Xavier, and looking forward to the talk. Also, there will be links in the show notes here about SANSFIRE and such. The talks haven't been scheduled yet, so we'll see when throughout the week they'll be scheduled. Just keep an eye out for Xavier's talk, and we have a number of different handler talks actually for SANSFIRE. So they will be open to the public, so anybody can join. And thanks, Xavier.
Thank you, Eric. See you. Bye-bye.